All right, my bad. I'm back. What happened? Anybody do attacks? We got Walls. Walls versus Lugia. I mean, Lugia should be favored, right? That'd be my guess. And they have a Lightning Energy down on a Noibat right now. Fighting for Thorns, maybe. It could be. Oh, wait. Oh, it wasn't 6 energy. I thought it was 6 energy. It wasn't very good, though. Why'd they bench the Regigigas? Regigigas does not seem like it's worth having on your bench here. Doesn't seem very good. They haven't used Squawkabilly yet, right? I assume they just used Lumineon for a supporter. This is doing nothing that Chinchino isn't doing here. KO Cornerstone. Ooh, true. Okay, that's true. It does KO Cornerstone. They just squawked. Oh, they squawked. Wait, did they Lumineon? Oh, they Lumineon for Jack, right? Okay, there's the pass. So no Lugia V down on this first turn. That is true. It does KO Cornerstone into the Pokegear. Yeah, Thorns would be pretty big here if they play it. You don't even need to get it into the active this turn, because there's no Lugia down on the bench this turn. It looked like it might have been Thorns. It looks like it maybe is a Thorns build. Yeah, they don't even need to get down the Thorns this turn because there's no Lugia V in play yet. What's the optimal way to lay out prize cards? 3-3 or 2-2-2? 2-2-2. Like the player on the left has it done best here. But like theoretically overlapped is a little bit better. All right, the Feebas is being loaded up. And they go with the Ascension here to get it into the Milotic. What does Milotic say? It can't be hit by Terra Pokemon, right? I actually forget. They'll have that as an attacker on the next turn, I guess. Iron Topic's pretty good here. Their hand was basically all energy. They maybe want to get that. We'll see if they retreat the Squawk. They could put energy on the Squawkabilly to retreat it here. Or they can play for Jet to Jet Lumineon to the active, I guess. They also have. They do play Flutter Mane. They have it in their hand right now. But I think. What does Milotic do? Doesn't it do 160 and you're asleep? Lumineon could get stuck on the active. I assume if you're putting the Mist on the Billy here, you're going to retreat it. I can't imagine you'd attach the Mist to the Billy and then not retreat it here when you're staring down a Milotic with a Water and a Fighting. No Lugia V found yet, but they did find an Aroma, so if they get Tails on this, and if not, they have Mesagoza that they could try and get heads on. It is a Tails on the Aroma. They also play Radzard. We see the Radzard in the hand there, and here we go. We're searching out that Lugia V. So this is probably a no Chinchino build would be my guess. If they play the Radzard, they probably don't play Chinchino, but I guess I don't know for sure. Missed the block sleep. I mean, this situation doesn't matter because the Squawkabilly dies. I was saying if they retreat the Squawkabilly into the Lumineon. The Lumineon could get stuck in the active, so you want to be able to shuffle it back to the deck. But now that we have the Lugia, we could just run to... I don't know, it's weird. It feels like you want to... They do put the Mesagoza in play. They do get a heads. This might just get a Lugia V-Star, though, for the next turn. They probably just want to give themselves 2 chances at it. Flipping this turn and potentially next turn. Because it would be nice to retreat to Lumineon here, but then Lumineon could get stuck. Actually, how does Mist Energy work? Does it remove existing effects or no? It doesn't, right? The middle card is Regigigas. It's a new card coming out in the next set. They are retreating the Squawk into the Gigas. Okay, so they're going to give up on Gigas here. I guess that makes sense, though, right? We haven't seen an Ogerpon yet, but we have seen the fighting energy. So Ogerpon is likely here, right? Because we've seen this fighting energy on the Luminion. If we give up the Gigas here, we don't have a lot of outs to get around an Ogerpon. Fail on the Pokegear, though. So no supporter found. Yeah, so we should expect the Ogerpon, right? I feel like we should expect Ogerpon at this point. From the Walls player. Kind of weird. Why not just give up on Squawk there? That's how I'm feeling about it. As this is like kind of progressing and we see the fighting energy and everything. Now that Turbo Energize comes down. Going to the Mezagoza. I don't even know if they're going to KO this Regigigas. They might like force it to be used. Instead of kind of KOing it, which kind of like gives like the free retreat to the Lugia player now. Is that a water Gigas? No, it's colorless. It just looks weird because of the hollow pattern. Seven new cards here, or 6 new cards. And there's the Iron Thorns. Which is, you probably want to retreat into Iron Thorns here. No, they go with the Turbo Energized. What? We're giving up the possibility of double chops making its way into play? That seems like a mistake here. Why even play the Thorns? Like, you retreat to Thorns here every time, right? Definitely a big mistake. What's the retreat cost on the Milotic? It might be 2, but still, even then, even if it is 2, you definitely retreat here. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. And I think there's an Ultra Ball in the hand on the other side. There's also the Mezagoza in play, so had the outs to it. The Lugia player does play Flutter Mane, but if they have 3 Pokemon on their bench, if they bench Flutter Mane, they don't have the ability to get out double chops, which means maybe you can fight back against a solo chops from there. Yeah, 2 retreat, but still. Yeah, you definitely retreat there to the Thorns and try and buy some time. As much time as you possibly can. Yeah, here comes that Ultra Ball, getting rid of Carmine and Lugia, and here comes that Lugia V-Star, and yeah, Thorn's not in the active, so gonna be able to pretty cleanly do that. Really sloppy, not sloppy, but like really, what is the word I'm even looking for? Because it's not like they played poorly. Unfortunate initial board state here from the Lugia player, I guess maybe that's the way to put it. Really unfortunate how the board state, didn't get Lugia V down turn 1, put the Gigas down early, had to use Squawk because they opened it. Luminion also had to come into play as well, or it just made sense for it to come into play. So kind of awkward, I guess. Awkward board state initially, but has been able to recover pretty well here. Now on turn 3 for the Lugia player. Now the question is, what do they do from here? The chops are coming in. I feel like Iron Thorns is still a pretty big threat here at this point. They do have Boss in hand. They can't one-hit KO, but they could punch it. Jetting up the Luminion and getting Luminion out of play would be nice as well. 2 double turbos to the Regigigas. Well, it's only hitting for 60 damage then, right? Are we harder treating this? Are we harder treating the Regigigas? What the heck? That's a pretty costly play. How much damage does this thing do again? I forget how much damage it does. Oh, we might be going into Luminion like right now and shuffling it back to the deck. 330? It's not 330. Not into a Milotic or a Iron Thorns. 100 plus 230? Oh, so yeah, it's only hitting for 60 damage right now with 2 double turbos on it. It looks like they're committed to the retreating into Luminion, shuffling Luminion back to the deck. Okay. Pretty costly retreat. They're actually losing all of their energy here. This is actually a pretty bad play, I feel like. Boss KO Archeops here is huge. Yeah, this play is definitely bad. I don't know what they should have done instead, but this is a bad play. This is a bad play. Honestly, Boss Punch Iron Thorns with the Regigigas seemed fine. There's a shuffle back. But this also activates... Oh, no, it doesn't. It does not activate Counter Catcher. We didn't draw a prize card. But yeah, Boss KO Archeops here with the Milotic is pretty good, I feel like. No energy in play, removing an Archeops from play. Like, that's not bad. I don't know how many Boss the Walls deck plays. They usually don't play that many. Counter Catcher is definitely something they usually play. Pushing the Gigas back to the active as well. What if you just... dude, Boss KO Archeops is just so brutal here. Do they have it, though, is the question. They did Pokegear last turn and fail it, I believe. So they might not. I see a Penny in the hand. And an Arvin, maybe? Yeah, but that does not lead to Boss. Okay, so no Boss this turn. So it does feel like they got bailed out here. Oh, no, they're going with the Penny instead. Pick up the Noibat with the energy. Attach that for turn over to the Iron Thorns. Okay. I feel like the Lugia player got away with it a little bit here. A Boss would have been pretty brutal. Just takes a knockout on the Regigigas here with the Milotic attack. And now, on the Lugia side, you can Lugia to KO the Milotic. There's a Squawkabilly push, though, so we're not going to be doing that. Iron Hands would also KO it for 3. Iron Hands could be pretty good here. I guess my question at this point is, like, how are we going to... Can we one-hit KO Iron Thorns with this build? I guess Ursaluna could. You need to put 5 energy on it, which is, like, a lot. They can't use Weird Deer even if they play it. That is Iron Hands, right? They might play... Would you just ask? Do they play Prime Catcher? Honestly, yeah, that's actually a good question. I don't know what A-Spec that they... I don't know what A-Spec they play. Have we seen it yet? The hands is being loaded up here. To take the knockout on this Milotic for 3. Probably Scoop Up. Scoop Up Cyclone always does feel pretty good in the deck. We do have to burn 1 extra energy to retreat the Squawkabilly, but hands does line up pretty well here. There's also that Noibat just kind of hanging out on the bench. That could become a 1-prize KO a little bit later on. There's the double turbo. And then the hands can just punch the Iron Thorns on the next turn. And there's the research. Not going to play the Iono. Makes sense. The Walls player didn't really do much on their last turn. You don't want to really grant them a new hand to work with. And there it is. Thank you very much for 3. Thorns won't be one-hit KOing this Iron Hands here. There's the Noivern. The Noivern, of course, can be dealt with. There's a Crispin as well coming in. Noivern can be dealt with the Lugia V-Stars. I think Ogerpon seems pretty good here if we can find one. If we can go from Iron Thorns into Ogerpon, and Ogerpon KOs the Iron Hands here. Counter Catcher is also active now, so we could see Counter Catcher KO Lugia into going into Noivern, but even the Archeops can match the Noivern, so it's not that good. We're going into the Noivern right now. This does make it a little bit awkward for the Lugia player, but if they find a Jet Energy, they'll be more than fine here. Even Boss Punch Iron Thorns would be fine here. Okay, I didn't expect them to run to it right now, but that is what they went for here. Ogerpon doesn't KO hands. It would KO it next turn after Thorns punches it. So you can go Thorns punch into hands knockout. And then everything on the bench actually can't hit the Ogerpon after that. There's no capsule on the Thorns. He played a switch. Switched it into the Noivern. What was that? Heads on Mezagoza? Honestly, getting Iron Bundle here seems pretty good to punch the Thorns. Because you do have to 2-hit KO the Thorns at some point. So honestly, I don't hate that play of just getting Iron Bundle here. And just punching Thorns. I think it seems pretty good. Am I trolling? Oh, that came out of hand there. Wait, maybe I am trolling. That's their hand. Were they looking through their hand and I thought it was their deck there? There goes the punch. For a hundo. Nest Ball coming in. Once again, Ogerpon still seems pretty good here. We see the fighting energy, but they might not play Ogerpon. I guess it's possible they don't, but they just play. Then you wouldn't play fighting energy, right? Ogerpon is definitely in the deck. It could be prized though. It could be prized. But there's a lot of full arts in there that I can't quite identify, so it could be one of the. It could be one of the full arts. Now they took Lugia V off it. They took Lugia V instead of the... I feel like the Iron Bundle's got to be better there. Okay, that... Is that a fighting Ogerpon? I think it is, right? Lugia V can hit fighting Ogerpon. So it's not on board yet, but they do play something. They got the School of Cyclone and a counter gain here. Although I'm not sure where this is going. Are they going to pick up the Iron Thorns here and then push up the Noivern for a turn? It looks like that's what they're going to go for. Noivern gets pushed. Doesn't quite KO the Iron Hands here. So Iron Hands, they could still have a boss here. Or the Iron Bundle. And they could force up the Ogerpon and get a hit on it with the Iron Hands before it goes down. Which would be pretty good here, I feel like. Here comes Shops number 1. They only got 4 minutes left. There's a Roseanne's back. They play Roseanne's backup. That could be pretty big to recover a Pokemon. They also play Basic Lightning. So they could get Iron Hands back as an attacker to hit the Ogerpon, I guess. They're using Archeops here. Thinking about it. I don't know if they're going to take anything, though. Roseanne makes sense with Gigas and Radzard. A little bit, I guess, yeah. They go for a single jet to the Lugia V-Star here. Yeah, I think... Well, I think Iron Bundle was a pretty good play last turn, but... They're just going for the Iono. They're not going for the Iron Bundle here. Shuffling up after that Archeops. Attaching the jet's a little bit weird, though, if they're trying to jet this Lugia V-Star into the active to punch the... Well, I don't know why they would grab jet if they're trying to jet up the Lugia V-Star. That makes no sense. This Ogerpon's going to become tough to deal with here. Here comes the second Archeops. Yeah, why did they grab jet? Grabbing jet there makes literally 0 sense. I assume they're hard retreating, right? Grab Missing Luminous off the second Chops here. But now they're going to hard retreat this Iron Hands. They're going to get there's so much less value out of their energy on the Iron Hands now. They're all going to the discard pile. Yeah, there's the hard retreat. They will get the punch on this Noivern, which is pretty good. But now they can hard retreat the Noivern into the Ogerpon. And then the Lugia player has to hard retreat again if they don't find a jet to actually hit the Ogerpon. That feels like such an inefficient turn. I don't know. Taking the jet out of the deck. Oh, they go for the counter catcher on the Iron Hands here. Are they just gonna leave it in the active? Or they actually I don't even think they should punch it. I guess if they punch here, they don't KO it. They could punch it for 70 and it doesn't die. they could like make them have to deal with it, or make them have to move it. I like that. Well, I mean, you may as well do the 70 punch, but I don't think they should KO it. They probably shouldn't KO this here. Because the Lugia player is starting to run a little bit low on energy, I feel like. They do have the Roseanne's backup to work with. They have a basic lightning in their hand. And they just pass. There it is, yeah. Draw pass. Boss City comes down, which actually could maybe matter. Oh, they do go for the KO. Okay, okay. I thought they weren't going to go for the KO here. They're going to make the Lugia player actually put energy on it or find a jet energy. 1 minute. 50 seconds left. Roseanne's backup was just top decked. I feel like you have to play that. The Lugia can KO the active Noivern, but then you need to create an attacker that can actually deal with the Ogerpon. And I guess that would have to be a Lugia V at this point. Here comes the Roseanne's backup. They're recovering. Oh, you get a stadium as well. I forgot about that. I don't think they play any tool cards, so they're not going to be recovering a tool card. But it's definitely going to be... oh, the Regigigas. Of course, the Regigigas. That is your answer to the Ogerpon, right? And yeah, the Ogerpon does not match up very well into the Regigigas at all. They have a basic lightning in hand that they could attach somewhere, opting to hold it, and then there's the knockout going down to 1 prize card remaining with the Regigigas in the deck. And a decent amount of energy. They just drew their Thorns off their prize cards, though, which would have also comboed pretty well with the Regigigas, but now they can Thorns the Squawkabilly into Iron Hands, which is still decent as well, actually, because then you can Iron Hands punch the Ogerpon here. And I think it has to be like a solo Ogerpon mission here. There's the Iono. This will put the Lugia player down to just 1 card, and they have to try and find a way to hit this Ogerpon. It could take them a while. They do have a gift energy on their active Lugia, though, so they will eventually draw a lot of cards off of that. Here comes the hit. I guess if the Walls player can, like, I don't know, maybe boss the Squawkabilly next turn. There's the draw. There's an Ultra Ball. Chops number 1 happens. I think that is the Gigas in the hand. Wait, but why would they use? They use an Archeops without benching it. What do they have left? I see lightning, double turbo. I can't tell. Do they not have enough energy with the base? Do they not have enough special energy no matter what? They bench the Gigas and pass. Oh, but time is called. Well, that means the Ogerpon player's last turn. But there's knockout, which means it is a... Well, they're drawing off a gift, but it just doesn't matter, right? It's over, right? Wait, does the Lugia player have 1 more turn here or no? I don't actually know where we're at for turns. Well, the Lugia player is still playing. Oh, wait, maybe it's not over. Did they pass in time? Double turbo, basic lightning. But is that all they have is double turbo and a basic lightning? That's not enough. They're an energy short. Maybe they need to get an energy off their last prize card. And it kind of feels, honestly, like... It does kind of feel like that hard retreat from the Regigigas in the beginning of the game is like... was pretty detrimental as we actually progressed here. That was so much energy that got discarded. They went through a lot of energy throughout that game. And it is a... that's the third option for the prediction.